Hello students and parents, welcome to BTech 360. A lot of parents and students have been asking us one simple question. What happens if they take admission in a particular college but want to withdraw that admission because they want to take admission in another college because they got a better college offer at some point in time? The rule is simple in India that there is a massive good fee refund policy that has to be adhered by every single institution. The AICTE rules, the UGC rules, the High Courts and Supreme Courts, everyone have ensured that the student is protected and the student can withdraw at any point in time as long as there's a timeline that is fixed for the whole thing. What I'm going to show you now is the fee refund policies that we have in the country and how you can use them to ensure that you're not losing out on the money that you pay to a particular college because you move to another college within a limited time. Before I move further and start talking about it, my simple request always remains three things that I will always talk about. The first, please subscribe to BTech 360. If you have any question, write to us in the message box and I'll be happy to answer that. We're also giving you the mail IDs of all the complainants, authorities where you can complain to if your fee is withheld back. And I should also thank our university partner, Chitkara University, which enabled us to put this entire thing together. Now, about the fee refund policy, let's talk about that. What is the policy? Let's talk of, first of all, what the regulatory authorities say. And we'll start with AICTE, then move to UGC, because all technical education comes under AICTE. So we'll start with the AICTE regulation. This is the regulation of this handbook is a legal document. This is an AICTE document, by the way. Right. All India Council for Technical Education, this is an AICTE document. Right. What does the policy here say? In the event of a student withdrawing before the start of the course, this is the operating word here. Right. The entire fee collected from the student after the deduction of the processing fee of not more than ₹1,000 shall be refunded by the institution. It would not be permissible for institutions to retain the school institution leaving certificates in original. So one, the college cannot retain your original school and any TCs and what you call it, institution leaving a certificate, they cannot retain an original. Two, they need to refund the course. The operating word here is before the start of the course. Now, what happens if the course has started, whether the semester has started, in which case, because the semester has started, the fee refund becomes a problem as far as the money that you paid for is concerned. Because what it says is before the start of the course. And some of the universities, what they do is they start the course in the month of June, July, in which case, if you want to move out of it after the course started, then it's a problem for you. Otherwise, before the start of the course, every single penny that's collected from you is to be refunded. Even assuming the course is started, in case if a student leaves after joining the course he starts thing, and if the vacated seat is consequently filled by another student by the last date of admission, the institution must refund. So what it says is, assuming the course is started and still you moved out after the course has started and the college could fill in that seat with another student coming in, then again the refund has to be happened. So one, you can leave before the course starts, which means you can pay the fee today and before the course starts, if assuming you get a better admission offer, you can actually move there. Assuming you start the course also, because some universities, what they do is they try to prepone the start of the course so that they can actually forfeit that amount. Assuming that happens also, if you know that your seat, like if the 60-member college seat, class that you are a part of and your seat has been taken over by someone else, you can still file with the AICTE and make sure that your fee refund comes in, because as long as you can prove that your seat has been taken over by someone else, you're safe and you will be able to get the full refund back. This is the AICTE thing. And by the way, the last date of withdrawal of PGTM admission for the purpose of refund of fee shall be as per the last date mentioned in the academic calendar. Academic calendar is declared by the AICTE also. Typically, it's 15th of August is what they claim. But as I keep telling you, some universities start the course early, and to that extent, you will get into a problem. Otherwise, there is never a problem for a fee refund. If you walk away before the course starts, you need to get 100% fee refund. As simple as that. Some people also increase the forfeiture amount by 15,000, 20,000 rupees. That's a different case altogether. But fee refund policy, as far as AICTE is concerned, is very, very clear. Now, let's go to the UGC thing. What does the UGC say? The UGC fee refund policy says, notwithstanding anything contained in any guideline, prospectus, notification schedule, which means a college, university can, even if they say anything in a notification, prospectus and anything like that, a full refund of fees shall be made by the higher education institutions on account of all cancellations of admissions, migrations of students up to 30th September 20. So you remove this 24 because this was a regulation that came in 24, and now it will be 26, right? What it says is till 30th September, if it's a UGC approved university, then every higher education institution which is approved by the UGC must ensure that every single student who walks away from a course till 30th September of that particular year there is a 100% fee refund that happens, and with a deduction of not more than ₹1,000 as a processing fee up to 31st October, and so on and so forth. So what we're saying is UGC also is consistent with what AICTE says, and this is what we're talking of as academic calendar, right? Because UGC declares when the academic calendar should start. AICTE also does a similar thing. But some private universities, some universities have their own calendar, which is where the problem of, the course is started, so you can't step away kind of a thing comes in. But this is a policy that is there across the board, that you can actually ask for a fee refund before 30th of September and you'll get a full refund. And then what happens if the institution violates? Any higher education institution violating the provisions of UGC fee refund policy 24-25 shall be liable for punitive action as notified in clause 5 of the UGC notification on refund of fees and non-retention of original certificates issued in 2018. So what it says is, 1, you cannot retain the original certificates. 2, you need to refund the fees till end of September of the year in which you are taking the admission. If you move out of it before September, you should. But provided based on the AICTE guidelines, if the course has started, then it gets into a slightly disputed thing, because then you need to prove that your seat was taken over by someone else, in which case only you will get a fee refund. Now, what does the court say? So we also looked at one particular case, which is a case in the Telangana High Court, which is called the D. Vaishnavi case. In this particular case, what happened was the student is from Mahatma Gandhi Law College. It's a college in Hyderabad. They completed a 5-year integrated law course, BBA LLB, BCom LLB, and so on and so forth, and studied under the government fee reimbursement scheme. In this particular case, what happened was the student studied, the money was supposed to be paid by the government to the college, right? The government did not pay the college, and the college held back the certificates of the student because the fee was not actually paid by the students. Ultimately, it's on behalf of the student that the government pays, and because the government did not pay, the certificates of this particular student who was joining an LLM course were withheld. And when that happened, and what are the documents withheld? SSC certificate, intermediate, LLB marks, transfer certificate, bona fide certificate, all the certificates were withheld by this particular college, which is the Mahatma Gandhi Law College. Now, when that happened, a person went to, she approached the High Court, which is called the D. Vaishnavi versus State of Telangana High Court. In that particular case, what did the court observe? It says to issue an appropriate writ order of direction, more particularly a writ of mandamus, declaring the action of respondent number 5. In this page, it's a college, by the way, of withholding the petitioner's original certificates as illegal, arbitrary, and unconstitutional, and violation of the principles of natural justice, and restrain the institution college from withholding original certificates and so on. Right. So essentially, what the High Court of Telangana also said is that withholding of a certificate is illegal. There they put in regulations and all with punitive action. Now the courts are saying that withholding a certificate for want of the fee not being paid is illegal, and so on and so forth. Right. And then it goes on to say, and this is the state, declared government order provisions as ultra vires, directed immediate return of certificates, action declared illegal, arbitrary, and violative of Articles 14 and 300A, and essentially the court ordered that the certificates must be returned back immediately, so the child or student doesn't suffer. And the Justice Suryapalla Nanda, who actually presided over that particular bench, and he says cannot withhold petitioners' original certificates. There is no lien. So this is very important. The original certificates of a student cannot be taken as a lien on those certificates for want of payment of fees, because you need to go through a separate civil case to collect your fees, but you can't hold on to the certificate because that is not your right. Right to obtain certificates cannot be denied merely because tuition fee is due. Proper course should be to initiate legal proceedings for recovery, not coercive tactics. Because it's a civil case. In a civil case, you only approach the court to get your money back, but you don't hold back anything or forcefully occupy something and say, I'm going to not give this up till you pay me the money. That is coercive action, and institutions cannot take coercive action. No justification of withholding transfer certificates for non-payment. That's what the courts. Now, a similar thing UGC also said earlier, that in 2007 there is a regulation which says it would not be permissible for institutions and universities to retain the school institution leaving certificate, mark sheet, caste certificate, and other documents in original. This is a 2007 order which still is on. And then there is a grievance redressal of students also, 2018. Colleges are barred from withholding. Colleges are barred from withholding or refusing to return any document in the form of certificates of degree, diploma, or any other award or other document deposited by students. For whatever reasons, they simply can't do that. The Telangana Council for Higher Education also then passed an order based on that judgment, instructed colleges not to withhold certificates even if government reimbursements are delayed, warning of serious consequences for non-compliance. So every thing, the government, the UGC, the AICTE, the courts are all exactly talking the same language, that your certificates cannot be held back. Assuming you do not pay the fee also, the certificates cannot be held back. And most importantly, the fee is refunded unless the course starts. And assuming the course starts also, if your seat is taken over by someone, you can still lay a claim to have the full refund of fees. And not just this, many other courts also did the same thing. There is a Madras High Court order of S. Muthu Kumachi case. This is the case that was held in Madras High Court. These certificates are not like fixed deposits. So listen to this order very clearly. Those certificates are not like fixed deposit receipt on which banks claim a general lien in terms of Section 171 of the Contract Act. Therefore, the certificates cannot be retained at any rate. Cannot be retained at any rate. This is the Madura bench held categorically. Certificates of students could not be held back by educational institutions citing financial dues. So even if you don't pay the fees, your certificates are your property and no one can forcefully take it away from you. And assuming they have it with them also, it is illegal. They are supposed to be, the original documents are always supposed to be with you and not with the institution. And what did the case say? Directed return of certificates granted liberty to college to claim fees by availing legal remedies, which is you go through a civil case and collect your fees. Emphasizes proper legal channels exist for fee recovery. Delhi High Court also did the same thing. We talked of Telangana High Court, we talked of Madras High Court, now Delhi High Court. Court on its own motion was the Director of Education. So court took a suo motu case in this case. There are methods of recovering the outstanding school fees with the school. Even a suit could have been filed by respondent number 2 upon the parents for the students, which has not been done so far. In view of these facts, so what we're talking about is fee refund policy, withholding of certificates. So, for example, you want to withdraw and someone wants to hold back your certificate, they cannot. One, we talked of fee refund policy. Two, we're not and also ensuring that your certificates also cannot be held back by anyone just because you did not pay anything. Because if you want to move to another college, you need your certificates in your hand. And the original certificates cannot be held back by the university in any case. When you deposit, you show it to them and you take it back. They cannot keep it with themselves under security. That's what we're talking about. And these are clear legal principles that you have, every student has, which is no lien on academics certificates, no lien. That's very important. Educational institutions have no lien. Original certificates are the student's personal property. Withholding certificates is illegal. Retention of certificates for unpaid fees or delayed reimbursements is unlawful and unconstitutional. Proper remedy is civil recovery. If someone has not done anything, you go to a civil court. The institution has to go to a civil court to get the recovery. Student mobility is a protected legal interest. This is extremely important. Law safeguards students' freedom to pursue education and employment without obstruction, which means you can move to another college without obstruction. And they cannot hold back anything that is yours just because they want to prevent you from going to another institution. Now, what is it that you can do assuming your fee is not refunded or your certificates are held back? What is it that you can do? What we're giving you is 5, mail IDs that you should write to, assuming any of these cases happen. Put down, document everything. First, write to the institution saying, please refund everything. Create a communication for yourself between the institution and you, where they start talking about what they cannot do and what they can do and so on and so forth. And if nothing is moving in your direction, one, there's a UGC, which governs all these universities. There is a portal which is called where you can complain, equivalence at ugc.gov.in and equivalence cell and you can write there. There is also a phone number here, but the best thing is document and put it on paper and mark a CC to the institution also. They will start acting. If you don't want to mark it to the institution, then at least you can write to them and UGC will take it up from there. When you're writing to UGC, also write to AICTE, which is and complaint at aict./india.org. You write to them here also. Then you write to Ministry of Consumer Affairs, NCS, and this is the mail ID that you have. Write to Ministry of Education also, which is cpgrams@, moe.gov.in. And lastly, you can also mark us in the CC, which is career history, because assuming none of these people take up, we will take it up on your behalf, write to those institutions, write to the regulators to make that. So we also put in our mail ID here, which is info@careerhistory.com, and we'll be happy to help you out to get your full fee refund. The important thing that you need to know at this point in time is, understand that you have a right to move institutions. So you can always pay an admission fee at this point in time, be assured that your fee would be refunded if the course doesn't start. And assuming the course starts also, If you can prove that your seat has been taken by someone else, your fee would be refunded. There are ACT regulations for that. There are UGC regulations for that. There are multiple courts that I cited at this point. Telangana I cited, Madras I cited, and I cited Delhi also. And these are the mail IDs that you have where you can actually write to the authorities, assuming you still feel that injustice has been done to you and your fee has not been refunded. You can also write here. These are also phone numbers that we have. So feel free to write that. I just hope, see, the reason why we did this particular thing is simple, that, there is a massive issue that's coming up in terms of how fees, students and parents think that, in exercise of the choices, they're worried that the fee that they pay to one institution might not be refunded, assuming they take it up on another one. That is a problem that has been sorted by the institution, by the regulators and government. So don't be worried about paying the fee where you fear that the fee would not be refunded. The fee will be refunded, assuming you get onto another college, all as long as it is before the course start. And assuming the course start, then it's a slightly more complicated process that you have and that you need to adhere to. And if you still have a problem, write to all these mail IDs that you have here. They'll be taking it up on your behalf. Also mark us in the CC if you want to, and possibly we'll also be taking it up on your behalf. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much. Namaste.